Welcome to My Failures. I am your host, Jerry, and I'm here to interview a good friend of mine, LaShonda Unique Choice.
Okay.
So, for those of you who don't know who you are, would you please introduce yourself?
Hello. My name is LaShonda Choice Isbell, but you can call me Shonda. I am a licensed braider / owner of Unique Choices, located in East Chattanooga. I'm a local, born and raised in Chattanooga, married, 4 kids. Yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
Okay. So, here at My Failures, what we're going to concentrate on is what we had to fail at to succeed at what we're doing now. So, being a licensed braider, what put you on the route to become a braider?
Actually, I started braiding when I was 12, but I left braiding alone because I had a baby early, and doing her wasn't cutting it for me. So I went on to do something else. Then I went back to school to be a medical assistant, and that didn't work.
So hold on before we go any further.
This is where I got.
How did you switch from braiding? Because I know you didn't stop braiding, but how did you switch from braiding and going to you say medical billing, right?
I stopped doing hair because hair wasn't making enough money for me to take care of my child.
Right.
So I left that alone and went and done other stuff,
Was it just to find what you thought would be
making
better?
ends meet, yeah. I was a manager working at warehouses, factories. That still didn't cut it for me because it was taking time away from my kids. What led me back into her, it come natural to me. But right before all of this occurred, because I'm passionate about helping people. So that's what drove me to a medical assistant.
Okay.
Because I had done hair already. So I was like, well, let me see what else I may like. So I went into medical assistant with the idea of I like helping people. It didn't work out that well for me. And it was like when I graduated, I passed everything. It was hard to find a job at that time. And while trying to find a job, slowly but surely, I started back doing hair.
Right.
Picking up doing hair. I was like, well, I'm just going with the flow, really, at this time. Doing it at my house. This was back 2015.
Right, just constant.
Constantly doing hair at my house. Take a break, go get the kids, come back, do hair. Family hair. It went from doing family hair.
Me. Being one of those.
Right. Aunts, little cousins, nieces. From there, referring, word of mouth. Word of mouth done me all the justice in the world. Like, for instance, you say I do your hair, you see somebody, you tell them, they tell somebody else, they come. And it really began there.
Now, a lot of this started before the social media kicked in too as well, right?
Yeah. I wasn't even on social media like that. I was doing hair in high school when social media wasn't nowhere around.
Okay. So we went from doing hair at a teenage, well, preteen actually,
right.
12 years old, preteen. Have a child, still doing hair, but it's just not cutting it, and then jumping to moving around and finding medical billing. So it was basically, like you say, helping people out. So it was service that was calling you.
Yes.
You want to provide a service, whether it helps somebody with their health or just with their self-esteem, because that's genuinely what I think of when I think of people doing hair. It's a self-esteem. Not saying that you have a self-esteem issue, but it's a great boost. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So have you ever done somebody head and they self-esteem fell? As far as, did it fall down from how they felt when they came in versus how they left out? Have you ever had that experience?
No.
No.
I have had the experience where they did not like their hair. But self-esteem, no, they just did not like the service.
Okay. You think some of that was bogus because they didn't want to pay for the service? Or?
She paid. She just said it was a different method I used
Okay.
versus the first time I done her hair, which the first time I just had learned how to do the style.
Okay.
And this time I had done a little bit more research, you know, so.
So she came back then?
I know she hasn't been back, but, you know, we still follow each other on social media, but no bad words said.
No animosity, no nothing.
Nothing left. Have a great day.
It just wasn't for her
It
that
just
particular day.
That style just wasn't for her anymore.
Now, for doing it for so long, do you have many bad days to where you do her good and then you go on a stretch to where this just ain't it?
Of course.
I might owe you one.
Of course. Who wouldn't? No matter what industry you in, what line of work you in, it's everybody. Oh, I done had many days like that. I try not to, but as hard as you try not to, sometimes it just happens.
Do you think that the force, well, I don't want to say forcing it, but over trying sometimes cause that?
It can. Yes, it's alright. It really can. Putting high expectations on yourself, you know, tired, when you've been going all day, you might have been in the shop for 14 hours the day before, and you know you done squeezing somebody else in that you
Right.
shouldn't squeezed in.
And you still got children that you got to deal
Yes,
with.
and you have these other heads
You
out
got a
this person.
husband that you got to deal with.
Yeah, you know, most of my hectic time is during football season.
I was finna ask about that.
That's my most hectic
Because
time.
you're a parent.
I truly believe in supporting the children.
You're a parent. Yes, you do. But I want to ask about this as well. You're a parent of three football players, but two who play for different schools. One being the state champ Tina Rams.
Right.
Now,
Congratulations to the Rams.
how is that dynamic when these two get into it? As far as, because both of them have to have their head done as well.
Right.
Do anybody get any special treatment for winning said game?
Nah.
Nah.
Everybody treated equally.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a father, and I know that ain't true.
Yeah, that is.
Somebody gets special treatment.
The little one.
Ah,
Just the little one.
okay.
Now, no. I tried on both ends. But one of them had a little bit more, many more home games than the other. We even hit the road and went out of town for a couple of the other one games. When they won state, we dropped everything and we was there.
Yeah.
I
seen you on social media. I seen.
We was there. I mean, that's why I say it's not supporting one more or giving one more praise than the other. It was just.
Well, no, I don't mean like praise. I mean, but because what do you call? One have locks and then one have long hair still. So do I get my head done first this week for winning the game next
it's
couple
first
weeks?
come, first serve.
Okay, because they are teenagers, so you ain't. And if don't nobody come to you, they just gotta wear it.
The only one I tell to come get their hair done is the small one.
Okay, so
My
Kyle get
6-year-old.
all of the.
Yeah, he the only one get the
Okay.
treatment.
He won championship this year too, as well. didn't he?
Right, the youngest in
Okay. Shout out to the Chiefs as well.
Now the one who won state, he gonna come. He ready.
He won his.
He want his done, so he gonna ask me. The other one, he just coming around to it, you know. So yeah, everybody different.
Okay, well let's get out the children for a little bit. So I've heard this before and probably because I listen to a lot of people's problems. Not that I have a lot of answers, but I have made so many mistakes. I at least know what not to do. So people come and ask me a lot of stuff, right? You being a hairstylist, how much of a therapist do you find yourself being? And how many of those questions that you answered wind up being the wrong answer?
Oh, okay. Being a stylist is being a therapist, counselor, and more. I probably have done gave some wrong answers because I don't know every answer like nobody does. I try to start off with, I may not be right in what I'm telling you, or it may not work for you the same way it worked for me, you know.
Okay.
I am a genuine person of that. I truly believe in sticking to that. And sometimes you don't give no advice. You really just there to listen.
Right.
I learned that too. Sometimes they just want, you know, you can pray real quick, you know. That's if you want, that's if everybody don't want you to pray for them.
Right.
You know, so sometimes it's just best to sometimes sit and listen. Because some people just need a listening ear. Because they've been holding it in for so long. And here you are, this anonymous person that they don't know, when they willing to share everything with you. So,
You know what I find? I find that it's easier to tell a stranger,
yes,
especially in the beginning.
yes.
It's easier to tell a stranger what's going on.
There's somebody that you're close to.
Yeah, because somebody you're close to, they're going to bring it back up.
Yeah.
They're going to bring it back up.
Judgmental. Yeah, of course.
So let's back up a little bit. Because we went straight from the house to the salon.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you also, in your salon, you have a barbershop as well, you and your husband.
Correct.
Maybe one day we'll be able to get him in here to explain, because he's still withholding information from me about how to get this building, but we will talk about that another time. But, so you went, how was that process? Was it something that y'all had to go and find? Was it somebody you knew? Was it some land that was in the family? How that come about? Because everybody can't just up and decide to go and open a salon up.
That is true. Well, it was hand delivered to me.
Right time, right place.
Yeah, if you want to put it that way, because I think every woman, anybody, woman, man who does hair or cut hair, they desire to own their own salon or barbershop.
Shoot, I do, and I don't even do it.
Right.
Just
But
owning a building is
never
an
in
achievement on its
years.
own.
But I thought it would have happened like that. Just doing her one day at home. It was like, I got this building. I was like, what?
Yeah, shout out to Gutter.
Yeah, I'm
Just
say shout out to
blue.
God first and shout out to my husband. Because that's who came through with it. I was like, what? I was like, no, I was more scared than he was, to tell you the truth. But if I take it 6 months before this day happened, I should have saw it. I was doing her in the house, then boom, he bought me my first chair, a mat. The next thing you know, I got a hair dryer, like a full-blown hair dryer, the whole little setup in my house.
So you thinking, why we got all of this in here?
Oh my God, okay, wait a minute, what? Because I went from doing it out of a kitchen chair to, okay, I got a chair with a palm, they can be relaxed, comfort. Well, now I got a mat now. I'm like, what? Then I got a hair dryer. Who has a hair dryer in their house? Like where we come from, anyway.
Yeah, we come from the old home part.
Yeah.
Not
Spencer Macaulay home.
Not the villages.
Right. It's the 90s. And next thing you know, I got you a salon. I was like, whoa, I don't think this is what I need to do. Even though I wanted to work in one, I just never visioned myself having it.
Well, not off the bat.
Yeah, no, bam. So I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna go work in there. Like, I'm not licensed. I was like, you being the owner and me going to work in there, that's not good enough for me.
Right.
So So that's when I went back to school the second time. I felt like I needed to be licensed before working in any shop.
Yo,
You remember this conversation?
I remember when, cause you had never put no locks in, and I asked you to put me some locks in. You had done been braiding my hair.
Mhm.
I cut it off and grow it back.
Come back.
And you, all of this. And I
Mhm.
was like, hey, start me some locks. I'm tired of playing with this. And I asked you. I had been asked you a couple years prior, but I was like, when you gonna quit playing and just go on and get your license? And you said, people keep telling me that. I said, I've been telling you this for like 5 years. When you gonna go ahead on
Ooh, my daughter,
and
my
go get your
daddy.
license?
my husband. I think my last straw with my license was going back to school. Was my daughter and my daddy. Rest in peace to my daddy, Tony. My daughter was 5, going on 4, going on 5, and she asked me the same thing. Why don't you go to school to do her? And I'm like, you know, who thinks a 4-year-old really knows? But
But why though? All they know is the truth. So she see you doing this all the time. She
right,
done heard everybody else talking about a license.
yeah,
She might not even know who the license is.
right,
But it
right,
keep popping
right. And my daddy, Dominique, my daddy and my husband was talking about trying to purchase another salon before I went back, and so my daddy passed before I could start school. And cause I was talking to him about it the year before. He was like, oh, you ain't gonna go back to school, Sean. You just talking. I'm like, I am, Daddy. So when he passed, I'm like, well, I owe this to me, him, and my kids. I done it.
up.
I just done it.
And that's where we at right now. Actually, we're in Unique Choices, the salon. So Shonda, you, along with your salon, you have a barber shop. What's the name of the barber shop, and where can people find y'all at?
Barbershop is named Exotic Phase. We located in East Chattanooga, 3005 Dodson Avenue. It's on the corner of Dodson and Stewart, because everybody have a hard time finding us. The salon is directly attached to the barbershop. We on the side. If you come flying, you're gonna miss us. But if you slow down, you'll see that sign out there.
So if you see the graffiti on the wall,
Correct. I ain't
you
think
went too
that.
far.
Yeah.
okay, you see the graffiti on the wall, you done went too far.
Right, we right before the graffiti. Correct.
All right. So shout out to the barbers in there. Who in that cutting?
Dez, I'm gonna say Dez, and you got Kerry. Both of them up front.
Shout out
to
Kier.
the barber.
That's
Shout
my
out to
older
Kerry.
cousin.
Shout out to Dez. Then of course you have me, moi, and you got Rosina Thompson and Kiosha Camp. We all working here together.
All right, shout out all the stylists
All right.
that's getting people right together. Another thing that I seen you do is that you have this back to school drive for the last couple of years.
Correct.
How long you been doing that, and what brought that up? What brought that?
So last year was our 2nd year. This year will be our 3rd.
Okay.
Actually, what made me do it, going to the kids' school, in the neighborhood that we used to live in, because we have moved. Hard times. Think back to when I was little. Every year when we was little, we had these 2 families that we would gather up all our toys every year, and we would give them to kids. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we were better than nobody. It's just somebody that wasn't getting something for Christmas would appreciate it. So with that being said, it's a lot of parents in the community it's been hard on. A lot of people overlook East Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Okay, I lived in I ain't lived in East Chattanooga for all my life, but the years that I've lived in East Chattanooga, I see stuff happening everywhere else. You have stuff happening in Glenwood and Brainerd Avondale, the South Side. You have stuff happening
Yeah.
everywhere else all around us, but they forget about the kids in East Chattanooga. So what I decided to do was, let's bring a little excitement to the kids. Let's make them excited about going back to school. Give them something to do. It may not be much, you know. Couple of lightly used uniforms, maybe some shoes. You don't have to tell us up front, you know. We
Right.
give it to you on the side. You can inbox us. Everybody know my husband, call them.
Oh, facts. Hold on just a second there. You said they can inbox you. Let's get that that Facebook and what else is it?
On my,
TikTok.
my
And how they can get in contact
shit.
with you as well.
My Facebook is my personal page. I be on my personal page more than my business page. Okay, so my personal page is LaShonda Choice Isbell, my government name. Then you have Unique Choices on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm @_a beautiful choice, and Unique Choices as well on Instagram. You can DM me on either one. Text me. My phone number is on the building. It's on my sites. I share his stuff. I always tag my husband and everything. So it's either way you can get in touch with either one of us. He do not have Messenger. I'm the only one that has Messenger. Let me just put that out there. Okay. Okay. Now back to school thing.
Okay.
You never know what you can do for somebody.
Right. Until you
Them
try.
little kids, we do bounce houses, give away hot dogs, hamburgers, small things, but
Trunk or
it's
treats.
big gestures. You know what I'm saying? In the eyes of the kids.
The trunk or treat.
Trunk or
you be
treat.
doing.
Giving out a couple of school supplies to where it's one less thing that parent have to worry about.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't y'all put something together where Exotic Phase gave a couple free haircuts or what?
Yes. Shout out to Carrie and Des. They done more than 20 haircuts for free a piece that day.
Haircuts ain't cheap these days. They,
What you said. And it's like the more the merrier, okay? So it became just from being my idea till I brought it to the ladies' attention, then I brought it to the barber's attention. And as we all know, I am originally a choice. Choices is run deep. So once I make a couple of phone calls, I'm gonna shout out my Aunt Rosalind too, okay? Cause Aunt Rosalind, I'm talking about you make a couple phone calls to her and my daddy.
let the word get out.
Whoa, the
Now
word
she
gonna
have
get
two
out.
daddies, cause she
Okay,
she
yeah, let
mentioned
me
one
explain
that
it.
had died.
My daddy Bam,
It's my uncle.
Choice, okay? Y'all know who he is. Everybody know him.
Yeah, no.
Then you have my other
add
daddy,
to that.
which is my mama's husband, her late husband, Tiny. Everybody know him by Tiny, but his name Robert Langston.
Okay.
That's who I mean when I said rest in peace, my daddy. I was lucky enough to have two daddies. We just gonna
Yeah,
say that.
yeah, cause some people don't have
Right.
one.
Okay. And my daddy contribute. Everybody contributes to something. It seemed big, but it's really small. Just one day.
Well, let's say it's small to them, but it's big to you.
Okay. I like the way you worded that. Yeah.
I mean, cause
Yeah, and I just say a
it's just
small
one step.
gesture.
Yeah, but
Can.
you know, like they say, you know, whenever you add 1%, after you get 100 times, that's 100%. So if you get 100 people to throw something real small in,
Yeah.
then you got a big old plow.
That's how
So-
that's how it came about. Started from buying one pack of notebooks. Cause I know a couple of families myself
Yeah.
that I, try to help out a little bit, and it really started from there. You know, when the pandemic happened, everybody was losing jobs, and I just had opened up
Yeah.
my salon right before the pandemic.
And the bills never stop coming.
They never stopped, and by the grace of God, I was just blessed enough to be able to still continue to have it. You know, like
Yeah.
a lot of small business closed. I was just blessed enough to be able to still be open.
Yeah.
And that's what
My
it is.
photography went to a halt. Completely
You
stopped.
know,
Oh,
we had some hard times now. I'm not gonna lie. Everything about entrepreneurship is not easy. It ain't.
I don't know anything about it that's easy.
Correct. So,
Yeah, but that's another.
Still
That's
be
another
afloat
episode.
and still be able to have a back to school badge. That's where it originated from. Okay, that year, 2020.
And it
We came
kept
out.
rolling.
Yeah, and I feel well once you start something, you can't stop because people don't look forward to it. Like this year last year we didn't do the trunk or treat. You know how many people I had called me about the trunk or treat?
You gotta finish how you start. You know, that's what I tell my
and
wife
it's
and
my
my
fault.
family.
It was
you gotta finish how
my
you
fault.
start.
You know what I'm saying? Because what I was going through in my personal life, I'm a big person on being happy.
Right.
It ain't no way that we can be around each other and I'm not happy. Something wrong with me. It's gonna rub off on you sooner or later. I wasn't mentally. I wasn't there.
Well, I take you as an empath. You know what an empath is?
Please
Sean?
do tell me.
Okay, so an empath is somebody that receives energy.
Okay.
They receive energy. So if it's somebody around them that's always getting upbeat, you being an upbeat person, it don't seem that way to you, but you pick up on that. But when somebody is down, they got something negative going on, even if you don't want to, you get sunk into it. Like let's say it might be a little bit of gossip. You don't want to hear it, but once it piques your interest, you over there.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So and that's not saying you are an empath, but I didn't notice that about you. I mean, from watching you when we was little all the way up to now, right? So being that I done noticed that, have you ever felt that way with some of the people that come into your salon, as far as they might be feeling down and you could be feeling great, but while you trying to help boost them up, whether it be with the styling or what have you, you find yourself kind of sucking in that sorrow a little bit.
Down a little bit.
Yeah. So
and you gotta find a way out of it. You gotta
I
find
was
a way
just
to
finna say
reverse
that.
it.
Do you think that might have played a part in some of that? What you was talking about, just dealing with whether it might be some young lady or some older woman coming in and having problems at the crib, and they getting it out to you, and they kind of just soak in towards you. You was fine when you left the house, but you might have a little indifference with your children today. They doing stuff they normally do.
Yeah.
But today it's just like, yo, can you get out of here?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And you know, your husband might be doing what he do every day. He coming in, hey baby, I need such and such. You like, can you leave me alone? And don't nobody know where that come from. You think that might play a part in it?
Sometimes.
Never thought of it?
No, but the way you just let it out sometimes. Especially because you do have clients that you get attached to.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, for good or for worse.
And you do, and it's hard to get around it. And
No, it's not.
Them little older clients, I'm gonna put it like this, them little older clients, Lord, I done had to just back away from them a little bit. Let's just, we need a little bit of space so I can go back to me being the stylist and you being the client, but we haven't lost the relationship, but we become too attached.
Sometimes you just gotta reset. You just gotta reset. That's what it is. Now, going back to the failures, what is the biggest failure that propelled you forward? Because I don't look at failures as failures. Because if I did, I wouldn't keep trying to do some of what people might tell me is impossible to do at all. I hard head, you can say, or whatever. I always wanted to do what I was gonna do, and anybody that know me know that for good or for bad, if Jerry decide this what he gonna do, this what he gonna do. So, what's the biggest failure that you can think of that propelled you forward? You can take a second. I know I'm asking you a lot of impromptu questions, so.
Say that one more time.
Okay, so the biggest failure that comes to mind that you know that has propelled you forward. So, an example. Not saying this is you, but I'm gonna use you as an example. That first stint of going through all of that schooling and then not being able to find a job in a medical building. Not one that with a long stint to it. So with that, you found that you kept on doing hair in the meantime. You'll be working over here at the office sometimes, but this hair is really, even though that's what you went to because it wasn't doing enough, somehow, some way, this hair was what was keeping you afloat in between,
Right.
and you decided, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead on and go do this hair. So that's an example of what I mean.
What gave me my drive and my push? What somebody told me I wasn't gonna be able to do.
Ah, okay. Now, had you failed at said venture already, or was it just you ain't gonna do this?
You ain't gonna do this.
Okay.
I've already failed before, but just not at this particular thing.
Okay.
My biggest failure to myself, my biggest failure, like the only thing I regret in life right now, 34,
Okay.
is me not graduating high school. That's the only thing. I think I failed my parents the most at that point, and myself, because I was capable. I was very much capable, but being rebellious.
Just didn't want just forget it. It wasn't
Whatever.
important to you.
Whatever was going on in my personal life, I let that take control and I let that take control of me. That consumed me, and it was once upon a time where I loved everything about school, but once everything, whatever was going on at home, in my personal life, I ain't care no more.
Yeah.
And
Everything started feeling small.
yeah, I just didn't care no more with that. But failing, go ahead.
I want to keep it right there for a second because you have 4 children, and with that always being in the back of your head, how do you treat them when they start not wanting to do whatever needs to be done in school? How do you take that experience and make sure that that's a mainstay in their head, not on a level of where you necessarily chastising them? Because I mean, being a church, you're gonna get some discipline. We ain't gonna say it work all the time, but you're gonna get some.
True.
So I know that's there.
True.
But not trying to chastise them, but being a living example as far as this is what I did and I regret it. Don't allow yourself to fall down the same road. How do you approach that with them?
For so long I hid it. Then eventually I had to open up about it. Just telling them about it, talking about it, the difference that it can have. What I done wrong. The things that you should focus on. It don't really matter what nobody else say. At this point in your life, you're not even doing it for me. You're doing it for yourself. It's my son's walking that stage. It's really not about me. It's I'm the one on the outside. I help. You know what I'm saying? But they really put in the
I'm
work.
gonna be super proud, but yeah, you had to.
Yeah, and at the end, it's their decision. You know what I'm saying? I just try to talk. I do more talking than I do anything right now. And with a lot of that being said, like, I put myself in there, but I also use what's going on. If they look around, what's going on to other people their age.
Yeah.
Myself, I just preach, look, it don't matter what you do in life. It don't matter what you do in life. Make sure you graduate high school. If you don't do nothing else in life, you graduated high school. It's not a lot of people that can say they graduated high school. Then there's some people that can say they graduated high school and they still not doing anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really do a whole lot of talking. We do a whole lot of talking. I done opened up, try to be a little bit more understanding. Because it's better to be a little bit more understanding than just to Drill,
Be
drill,
overbearing.
drill, you know. A lot of stuff has changed since I was in school. Jesus Christ.
Oh, now you know, I don't, we can't treat our children how we was treated. That
No,
ain't-
that a
ain't-
little more sensitive.
Well, forget them. I'm talking about the laws.
Yeah, the school. I done went up to the school raising
The
hell
law will
before.
get you.
Okay, I really have, and I done. Miss Choice, listen, I understand, but what you need to do is you just take them home, and whatever you plan to do at home, you do at home because they're your rest of it.
Hey, I remember, man, my grandmama,
serious.
Irma Ruth Choice, would come to, she would come to, to, they call it Franklin. I don't even think it's open no more.
I know
But
what
they
you're
would, she would come to On Park Middle School and bust me up on the premises and threaten to beat the principal and the vice principal too.
I done saw my cousin get plenty of whoopings in school. When we went to Piney Woods, I done saw him get plenty of whoopings. Take him right in the bathroom and you heard him.
Oh man.
That was, but
Now back then it was where it happened at. That's when you get
it's
it.
just different now, so.
Yeah, it's a little. It's
I do a lot of talking, but
It's a lot
thank
different.
God they doing so like they totally they doing good.
yeah, that's
They doing good.
all you can ask for.
Yeah.
See if I can fix that up to put it on like your Facebook thing.
Okay. Listen,
All right.
and
So, thank you for having me.
thank you for coming. This was great.
So before we sign off, is there anything else you would like to tell the people?
Yeah. Welcome to Unique Choices, where you get your hair done by unique people in a unique way on a unique day. So when you make a choice, make it the Unique Choices way.